Howdy friends, happy New Year's Eve 2025. So I just got out of my second Overeaters Anonymous meeting. I went to one earlier, but I had to end it a little early because my husband came home and he's kind of loud and would have surely interrupted me. So I just left. But then I went to another one a couple of hours later, and I'm really glad that I went because in this particular meeting, they do, it's my first meeting, so there's no we yet, but they do Zen drawing. So basically just meditate and draw what you're feeling. I'm not going to go into like a full description of what this is, but I noticed a connection between the words serenity and surrender. So of course I'm going to look that up and figure it out for myself, but wow, that was like really powerful to me. So as I am coming up upon my surgery process and my surgery journey, you don't know, I'm having bariatric surgery in the next couple of months. I'm just doing whatever I can do to make sure my head is right, like make sure my heart is right. The nutritionist that I had a visit with last week brought up a valid and probably very concerning point. Well, not probably, it was very concerning point to me that the bariatric procedures are not always successful and not everyone loses weight, or people lose, but then they regain because they don't change their habits and they don't get underneath the reasoning that caused them to need the surgery in the first place. So while I definitely have some biological challenges, I can't not acknowledge that there's a lot of things that I do personally that have landed me in this situation. Now, granted, maybe I'm not going to say all of it's my fault, right? Because there's just things I can't contend against at this point. My metabolism, my hormones, there's a whole gamut of stuff going on in the background that are contributing. But a big factor that worries me more than anything is this. What's going on in here? How do we keep this from jeopardizing and destroying everything? Because this isn't cheap. It's not inexpensive. There is an emotional cost. There is a mental cost as well as a physical cost. I'm literally about to change my entire body. Change how everything I have known for almost 41 years. Change that whole system. So I know, hey, I like food. I've always liked food. And I have to have food. But the problem for me is when food becomes a friend and not fuel. When food becomes a comforter and not just a source of sustenance or nourishment. So that part about myself and my mental does bother me. And I know that if I don't start checking in on that everything I am going to put myself through is for naught. Everything that I'm going through right now isn't for naught. But if I don't get it together, I could be on the wrong side of a statistic. And I don't really want that for myself. So I've been attending support groups. One is the Injury Bariatric Pal support group. And again, like I said, I'm going to Overeaters Anonymous. The kind woman that ran the meeting tonight told me that there are specific meetings for bariatric members. So I'm definitely looking forward to utilizing that resource. I'm hoping that it all aligns and I can get a sponsor. I've actually been looking at finding a therapist on my end as well, in addition to attending those support groups. My surgeon in the hospital that I'm going out of has a support group, but it fills up very quickly and it's completely booked, so I wasn't able to get in there. But there's a lot of resources online. If you yourself are looking for some help or some support, I just want you to know that there's things out there for you. And going through this process has been a lot, and it's going to continue to be a lot, but I'm glad I'm doing it, and I'm glad that I'm finally shedding some light on something that's extremely important and something that I've always kind of tried to push to the back of my mind. You know, quite frankly, we'll call it living in denial. Well, I don't really have that option anymore. I'm going to go ahead and share some of the resources that are available. I don't know if I can link just yet because nobody watches my shit, but